All right, friends. This is recorded at the end of the year, and therefore I thought I would just give you a list of games that I have covered on this channel and Electro Sports over the course of the past year. Some of these were for backers only, but these are the games, and the list is longer than I anticipated of that I have covered in the past year. You ready? Alphabetical order: Airborne Kingdom, MULAB, and the Ugmelenflex Chroniclers. There. Automation with a very small slice of BeamNG. We've not seen the last of that. That'll be back. Bus Simulator. We have seen the last of that. I did a 3-parter and done. Car Mechanics Simulator. Oh, what I like to play for fun. Yeah, that's good. Cepheus Protocol. This was a backer series. It's almost great. It's almost great, but it's so buggy at the moment. It's just not phased. It's early access, so buggy as buggy does. But yeah. Cepheus Protocol with a C. Cepheus Protocol. Look it up. Zombie apocalypse invasion type deal. It's an RTS like, but not with tanks. Can't always have tanks, but with helicopters and zombies that can jump 50 feet into the air and take down a helicopter. Yeah, cheating, flipping zombies. City Skylines. Yeah, I did a little bit of City Skylines. I'm done with Skylines now. I will never be revisiting it on this channel. My apologies for those of you who like such things, but there you go. Now, I've been there, done that. It's over. You know what I should have done? I should have done many things. But what I should have done is I should have switched to covering City Skylines exclusively when it came out, because I covered it when it came out initially, and just been on the cutting edge of Skyline stuff the entire way, because there's a massive audience for that compared to the stuff I do cover. But would I be any happier? No, I wouldn't. So there we go. Get over yourself. Next up, City of Gangsters. Ooh, good game. Good game. I like City of Gangsters. That was a good game. Bad thing about it, though, is it doesn't make for what might be described as stimulating visual entertainment, because it all looks the same all the time. It's a good game, though. I like that. That was great. Moving on. Cloud Gardens are one and done. It's a sort of puzzle game, but not a sort of puzzle game. It's about taking post-apocalyptic stuff and growing plants on it, which I quite liked. It was cute. It was a one-off. I enjoyed it. Derail Valley. I'll be going back there and ruining it again. I like to leave a big enough gap in between Derail Valley episodes so that I can forget how to play again. That's how you get disasters. Dice Legacy. Did a review of Dice Legacy. I had to uninstall it because I was enjoying it that much that it was getting in the way of me doing anything else. It's great. Love Dice Legacy. It's very good. If you play it with active pause, you'll see the hours just disappear before your very eyes. Very good. Next up, Distant Kingdoms. Okay. Then Draft Day Sports Pro Football. This is part of the quest to find the American football equivalent of Football Manager, and once again failing. Draft Day Sports, feature rich, but none of the features work very well. It could be good, but isn't. There you go. That's my review of that. Dyson Sphere Program. Factorio on globes. 3-dimensional Factorio, including spaceflight. It's fabulous. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, 3-dimensional, but not 3D in the sense of Satisfactory being 3D. It's great. Like Dyson Sphere Program a great deal. Evil Genius 2. Yeah. Stylistically, it's good. Gameplay-wise, it's good. The sense of humour is not good. That's not to say there's anything wrong with the sense of humour, but it's just a little bit like lazy jokes, man. Lazy. They're trying to create funny through wacky characters. You don't need wacky characters to create funny. Let the players create the funny. The players will create the funny. You don't need to shovel it down their face with a spatula. They'll figure out how to make it funny. You just give them the toolbox to enable that. Their imagination is better than yours. You're not a comedy writer. The end. The original was funnier. And that goes back a long time. Still a pretty good game. I enjoyed covering it, enjoyed playing it. But it left me feeling like it was a cynical game, not anything else. But that's just me. And that's, my opinion is going to vary. I'm sure the rating on Steam is probably very positive at the moment. Farming Simulator 2022. I'm spending too much time playing that. I think I've racked up 100 hours in it already. And that's because I'm trying to make enough money to stay alive in between individual episodes. It will continue. Farm Manager 2021. Not a good game. No, it's too easy. Wang up a couple of chicken coops, job's a good one. Job done. It's too easy, and also it's the problem with it is earn enough to buy this, place it. Earn enough to buy that, place it. Earn enough to buy this, place it. Earn enough to... There's no real challenge curve to it at all, and not enough freedom of not enough user agency to make it sing. It's mildly diverting. Gas Station Simulator. It's that far from being brilliant. So you're asking yourself, what does it need to be brilliant then? Just a little bit more personalisation, I think, would do it for me. If you could build your own gas station from the ground up, but have all of the trappings that it's got there now, rather than earn the money to unlock the next bit of pre-designed stuff, that would elevate it. There's a lot you could do with the format, but what's there right now is very enjoyable. It's a work simulator, obvs, but at the same time, it has the opportunity to be so much more than that. So much more than that. But yeah, no, like Gas Station Simulator, that's one of my favourite games this year. Next up, Gladiator Guild Manager. It's cute, it's good, I liked it. I played through the whole thing. It's not very long, but it's good, it's cute, I liked it. There you go. Going Medieval. Early access games, friends. Here's the thing, if you're a developing type person and you're thinking of doing early access, I plead with you, don't. Just don't. Just don't do early access. Because the problem with early access is you're going to have a bunch of people come and play it while it's in early access, while it's at its worst possible playable stage, and then never go back to it. And it's the Prison Architect problem. Is you turn up at any point during Prison Architect's elongated early access period, you rock up and play it and you kind of enjoy it, but it's not done. There's loads of stuff still to add. Do they go back to it? No, because they're looking at a game that is already old. They are not going to see the whole thing all at once and love it. They're going to see bits that they kind of love and then bits that don't really work. And maybe they go back and maybe they don't. Early access is great if you need the injection of cash. And let's face it, a lot of people who do early access are indies and therefore they do want the cash. But at the same time, I implore you, don't do early access. Or you go even worse and you follow the 7 Days to Die pattern. You know what 7 Days to Die should have done? They should have released Alpha 15. They should have said, there, it's done, we've finished it. And then gone off and work on a fresh one. What have they done since then? Completely scrapped the skill system, completely scrapped the engine they were using, completely scrapped this, that and the other and rebuilt it from the ground up. Just make a new game, kids. Make the sequel, right? Declare that one done, fix up a few bugs, go next. Because you're only as good as your last hit, and that game is 9 years. I backed that flipping thing on Kickstarter, for crying out loud, and I've more than had my money's worth. But Alpha 15 was a high watermark for me. Other people may differ on that front, but there you go. Haven't played that this year, but I probably will do next year. What else? What's next? HIGHRISE. So Going Medieval, it's got a potential to be fantastic. But it's not, or it wasn't when I played it. It was good, but not great. And in a couple of years' time, it might be great. But the likelihood of me playing it again is close to nil. Close to nil. Because there will be all manner of new stuff having rocked up by that point. Yeah. Next, HIGHRISE MOGUL. I've got one more video for HIGHRISE MOGUL. It might even be the video that this is attached to. I don't know. I've got one more where I build the second floor. Right, and then I'm done with it. It's okay with a lot of potential. The idea is sound, but it's okay. Next up, Infraspace. A little bit of network space building with space trucks in space on a space planet. It's okay. It's got potential. Again, early access, and therefore, who knows? But will I be back? Yeah, it's unlikely. Next, Junkyard Simulator. It's a bad game. Bad game. With lots of great things in it. Lots of really great things in it, but it's a bad game. Yeah. because you don't own the junkyard. You have no ownership over the space that you're in, and therefore you grab the thing, you go and monkey with it, and then you go back and it's respawned. I like tidying up. I like things to be tidy. I like things to be organised and orderly. And it means that my junkyard is going to forever be a junkyard. I won't be able to clear out a space of it and start to shape it into being a lean, mean reprocessing plant. Yeah, Joe, Junkyard Simulator is the antithesis of Gas Station Simulator. Gas Station Simulator gets it very close. It's only a few tweaks away from being a really, truly great game. It will need the sequel. This game won't deliver on it. It would need a sequel, but it needs much more player agency. Not a lot more gameplay is required, but a lot more player agency is required. With Gas Station Simulator, go back to ground... Just etch a sketch. Everything that you've done so far. Start again. It's a great concept, but a very poor execution. King of Retail. Janky shop running game. This was backers only. Fabulous. Just fabulous. No, it's great fun. Didn't play it for very long. Played like 5 episodes of it, but I could play another 500 without breaking a sweat. But it is very, very ugly. But it's the kind of thing that really leads itself into my storytelling approach, and that's a lot of fun. Lawn Mowing Simulator. But why though? But why though? But why? It's Farming Simulator Lite. Now, I spend a lot of time mowing the lawn in Farm Simulator, but I've got all manner of choices for how I go about doing that. It's fine. It's okay. Yeah. It's a novelty, right? It's a quirk for a couple of hours. I can't see anyone playing it for more than a couple of hours, because why would you? Minecraft. I haven't been back to Minecraft since we set up the server. I intend to. I keep going, I should play a bit of Minecraft. And you're going to go, aren't you going to have to update individual mods? And that's a real hassle. But I intend to go back to it because Minecraft. My Football Now. Again, another member of the quest for the American football equivalent of Football Manager. My Football Now, so close to being a good game. The match engine is terrific. There's a lot of positive. It's a browser game and it's free to play. myfootballnow.com. I heartily recommend it. If you like American football and you like management games, go and give it a go. It's free. It's played by a browser. It'll run on a flipping sausage. It's absolutely fine. But it's... after you've played a few seasons, you kind of see the stuff that you just kind of go, I wish they would just sort that out. It's only one dev, bless him. NIMBY Rails. It's fine. NIMBY Rails, yeah, it's fine. The economic engine was a complete shambles when I played it. I played it at launch, and loads of people watched it, and it was quite good fun. But it wasn't. Because you just had to wait so long to have any money to do anything at all. It's a nice idea, but it's a novelty. It's not one that you're going to fondly remark on in years to come. It's a novelty idea, but it's fine. Railroads Online. Don't know. I honestly don't know what I think of it. I honestly don't know what I think of Railroads Online. It's got all the right pieces, but they've been put together wrong, in my opinion. It's just you reviewing everything. It certainly seems that way, doesn't it? Yeah, no. I have no urge to play any more of it. None whatsoever, which is weird, because it should be Derail Valley only better, but Derail Valley is much better, because the driving of the trains is sublime. You're making a game, Railroads Online, that has 3 fundamental components. Number 1, driving the trains. Number 2, laying the track. Number 3, the economic business of then hooking all of that together. Those are your 3 components. Each one of those 3 primary components has to be excellent in order to deliver on stuff. Right? And from what I've played so far, none of them are excellent. That's the what's missing. That's the what's missing. That's what you need. Get one of those excellent, you've got a fighting chance. Get 2 of them excellent, you've got a smash. Get all 3 excellent, you've got a classic. An absolute classic. Especially since it's got multiplayer. Again, all the right pieces, just not built right. But it could just be me. It's early access again. Well, you've already turned me off. It's a problem with early access. Yeah, no, I was going to refer that to something else. Derail Valley. I was going to make a comparison with Derail Valley. Derail Valley, the world is dead. It's a dead world. There's nothing in it. It's just you and your train, but it's dead. But the train driving is sublime. And that's the difference. The train driving is sublime. You don't have any track building. I like building track. The economic model is meh at best, but the train driving is sublime. And I love that. And that's why Derail Valley beats Railroads Online. There you go. Railroute. Oh, it's a good one. I like Railroute a lot. It's a puzzle game. But it's not a puzzle game. Reminds me of a traffic light game I used to play on the Amiga back in the early 90s. And yeah, no, it's fab, like Railroute, but I have to be in a very specific mindset to want to play it. Next up, Rising Star 2. It's fabulous. Not enough people play it. You should go and play it straight away. It's an awful lot of fun. There are any number of ways it could evolve. It's one of the few early access titles on here that feels fully fleshed out already. Yes, you could add more to it, but you're all right as you are already. It's great. I love it. Recipe for Disaster. Oh, it's another early access game about running kitchens and restaurants and so forth. It could be great. The whole recipe making thing is a fantastic idea. Just needs a little bit more player agency. I use this phrase a lot, but it's more, this is all about allow me to make my game my own, and we together will prosper like friends. You prescribe too much to me, you proscribe too much to me, and I bounce off it. This is the evil genius problem, right? The evil genius problem is it's all prescribed. There is nothing in there that gives you any agency at all. You've got to have one of these, you've got to have one of those, you've got to have a couple of these, and they have to be a minimum size of this. You've got to equip them with this. And you end up just kind of going, which bit of this is mine? Then how is this not a carbon copy of what somebody else has done? Traps, theoretically. But traps don't have triggers. The trigger system from the original is what made it great. Yeah, I digress. Satisfactory, playing that for backers at the moment, but erratically. Again, it's a time sink of a game, and that's the problem, but I really fancy playing loads of it. But if I wasn't sinking so much time into Farm Sim, I would be sinking that time into Satisfactory. There you go. Star Dynasties. It's Crusader Kings in space. Could be great, but what was the problem with it? Just introduced me to way too many characters way too quickly. And I'd name those characters as well, but it introduced me to far too many of them far too quickly, and it made it impossible for me to keep track of what the hell was going on. And it's not very pretty to look at, and not very many people watch those videos, which left me going, maybe not. All right, next. Super Mega Baseball 3. It's brilliant. Best baseball game I've ever played. It's a whole lot of fun. The characterization is fantastic. More, please. Yes. They've been bought by EA now, so who knows? Maybe they will do Super Mega Football or Super Mega Ice Hockey or Super Mega Soccer or anything along. I'm into it. The characterization's fab. Super Mega Football would be brilliant. As long as I can read that. The editor is what makes that game as good as it is. The fact that the on-field play is wonderful, is great. But you've got to let me have my own ownership of the thing. I think I might have made this point once or twice. I think. Next, Tavern Master. Yeah, it was all right. It's okay. It's all right. Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. Again, it's very much you're making a carbon copy of what everybody else has made. There's not enough to make it my own. The Tenants. It's all right. I gave you, the viewing public, the choice between The Tenants and King of Retail. I knew when I gave you the choice that King of Retail, I would make good videos on King of Retail. Whereas The Tenants, it looked nicer, but it would get very formulaic very quickly. I was right. Good. Okay, let's move on. Tin Can. This was a sponsored video. It was quite good fun. Being frustrated by something where I don't know what I'm doing, it can lead to the occasional pithy sentence being uttered. Is it the kind of thing I'd play for fun? Nope. But is it the kind of thing that was worth a one-shot video? Yeah. Moving on. Train Life. So close to the right idea, Train Life. It's a good one. Is it right? No. I am going to be covering it in the next week or so because they've done updates and stuff, and I want to have another look at it. But it's got all the right ideas. They're just, those ideas aren't meshing together perfectly. It doesn't know whether it wants to be realistic or not, and how much of it is going to be about grinding up to earn stuff. And the joy of driving is very, very limited, given that the pathfinding is so bad. It's so bad, the pathfinding in that game. Oh my goodness me, it is so bad. Maybe that's been fixed by now. Who knows? Train Sim World. I'll work on it. I can't tell you anything about it. No, I can't. I can't give you an opinion on it. I like it. When Train Sim World is at its best, it's really, really good. And that's all I can say about that. Transport Fever 2. What do you need to know? Right. Then Volcanoids. Yes. Again. Volcanoids. So close to being wonderful. So close to being wonderful. I think, if anything, the problem with Volcanoids is... What's the problem with Volcanoids? I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. It's a good experience, but it's not a great experience. And it's got a lot of really, really nice stuff about it. It's very pretty, and the way you develop your drill ship is great, but it's just missing something, and I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on what it's missing that turns it from being a fun curio into being something majestic and wonderful. Voxel Tycoon. Okay, I like Voxel Tycoon. I like it a lot. It's an early access game, and it continues to be an early access game, and therefore suffers from all of that early access game stuff. It's okay. I mean, I can live with that. But at the same time, I am not inclined to go back and play any more of it. And kind of go, oh, it's got this new feature. And I kind of go, yeah, but I've got to go through all of the stuff that I've gone through before just to get going in the first place. And it's just a hassle. I like it. It's really good. It's really good. But I'd sooner wait until it was finished and then go back and play it. I've got the same problem with No Man's Sky, right? I think No Man's Sky is great. I have gone through the first 10, 20 hours of No Man's Sky 3 times now because they keep adding in new stuff. And rather than just building on what I've made before, I go through the first 10, 20 hours. I don't go any further than that because that's about as much time as I can afford to invest in one thing before I have to move over onto something else. But then they introduce a new thing and I go, oh, that new thing looks quite good fun. Do I want to go back to something that I last played 8 months ago where I can't remember anything about any of the stuff that I've got? Or go from scratch? The instinct is always go from scratch. At which point, you've got to find a halfway decent ship and multi-tool and gun and this and that and a flipping other thing and make enough money to do anything and go through all of the quest stuff that's earlier. And you just got to go, oh, now I'm looking for planets that have got this resource and then funneling that resource back to my main base in order to do all of this stuff, and I'm out of time again and I didn't get to the bit that I was actually looking forward to doing. I shall wait until they've finished faffing with it, and then I'll go back. Either that, or if there is, put it in the comments, a massive urge for me to play a bunch of No Man's Sky, then I shall do that. But there will have to be a massive number of you going, yes. So go to the comments, find the first person that's gone, No Man's Sky, yes. Reply to it and thumbs it up. Let's see if you get a couple of hundred on there, I'll seriously consider it. But we'll see how we go. Because I think No Man's Sky is almost... I just need crew for my ships that I can name the crew, and then it's Genesis Alpha 1 with base building. In a storytelling sense, that's the kind of stuff I love. Right, next, We Are Football. I love We Are Football. Yeah, I know. It's Football Manager, but simpler. And the problem with Football Manager is it hates you. Football Manager hates you. That's the problem with it. You can't have any fun with Football Manager unless you're really prepared to go through all of the learning curve stuff and get your face beaten and you get sacked from a bunch of teams, and then somehow luck into one player who manages to carry the whole thing. And when your team doesn't work, you have no idea why your team doesn't work, why your tactics don't work. There's no clues in there at all. There's no hints. You just kind of go, what if this guy's 20 out of 20? Going, no, there's no clues. There's going to be some flipping algorithm thing in the background that you can't see, or you can wade through if you're prepared to spend 6 hours with a spreadsheet closely analysing the performance of this one flipping wing back over the last 20. No. We Are Football goes like, is this guy good? Yeah, he's going to score some goals for you then. Whee! I love it. It's over there on Electro Sports. I can't. It's fantastic. It's everything you want from a football manager because it's simple and yet really deep. It's got a lot of really fun, cutesy poo, not that important, but great features, and that's fun too. Oh, disclosure, I've worked with the lead developer in the past. I worked on a game called Total Club Manager with him back in the early 2000s. Gerald Curler. He's a fabulous bloke, and he really loves his football managers, but these are German-based football managers, which are slightly different. But no, I think it's great. I think it's superb. The football manager Illuminati, they look down their nose at such things and kind of go, oh, and you just kind of go, it doesn't matter, it's fun and it's still football. And I don't like football, really. I couldn't give a monkeys about real world football. Didn't even watch the Euros because I just don't care. And also because quite a lot of football players are some of the worst people imaginable. That's not a law that I apply evenly at all. No, it's just some random justification that I use. Either way, I'm having fun with that, and therefore it's good. And also my match commentary is sublime. So there you are. Last on my list is Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. It is a phenomenal game. It is superb. I will not be covering it on my channel ever again. Why? Backseat drivers. Every video I stick up, it's just abuse in the comments, and that's not fun for me. I can have as much fun as I like with the game, and the game is superb. It is a superb game. Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. It's just superb. But I'm not a glutton for punishment, and therefore I'm not covering it. So there you go. I don't blame anyone. Look, here's the thing: is that there is a type of game. It's why I won't cover Factorio. It's why I am reluctantly covering Satisfactory. Is because there are optimum paths, and if you don't take the optimum path, it is a sub-optimum path. I don't give a crap about the optimum path. I could not care less. It doesn't matter to me at all. The only thing that matters to me about games is, am I having any fun? And can I put my own stamp on what I'm making? But no, you'll have people who rock up go, oh, you're doing this all wrong, and you have to go with the thing with it, then you've got to hook it up sideways or else. And you can just feel the blood vessel in their head just pulsing away there. And I kind of go, I don't care. Right? I don't care. It's just, that's not important to me. I'm having quite good fun as I am. And yet you're going to turn up next time with a stick shoved up your derriere, and you're going to be pontificating for hours on end about how I'm getting it wrong. And yet you keep watching. Why don't you just stop? If it makes you that mad, stop watching. So I've cut out the middleman. And to stop you getting so mad, I've stopped recording it. Because I call those shots. Those are the shots I call. There you go. Oh, that was a little bit more hostile than I'd intended. It wasn't intended to be hostile. What have I missed? Oh, Toy Master Thingamajiggle. Yeah, I missed that in the list. What do we think of that? It's awful. It's awful. It's awful. It is completely awful. That is press the buttons in the right order simulator. But it did introduce us to the Toy Master, and that was a delight that I wasn't anticipating at the time. No, that one came to me out of the blue, that. As do so many things. So many things come to me out of the blue, and then they become something that people cherish and enjoy and love. The Toy Master is deeply disturbing, and he's going to return. Yeah. Not in that game. No, he's a character now. He's a thing. I love the Toy Master, and I'm terrified of him at the same time, and feel that he should possibly be put away. But that's not the point. The Toy Master will be back. Right, there we go. This was going to be an outro. It's not an outro now. This is a full video now. This has got more than enough in there. It's my review of everything I've covered this year. Woohoo! What shall I cover next year? More stuff! And differently and similarly. And the same stuff, but more stuff and the stuff. I invite you to come along for all of it. If you have sat through this, I've got my PayPal stick here. If you've sat through all of this and you haven't subscribed, flip and subscribe, because then you can see me playing all of this stuff with the same level of pith and wisdom that I have just demonstrated. Also, there are videos on every single one of the things I just mentioned that you can go and watch right now. Many of them are playlisted, you know. But if you just search Kernel Failure followed by the game name that I just mentioned, a video should show up, unless it's for backers. In which case, become a backer. Head over to the Discord, where there is a handy-dandy library of all of the private videos I've made for backers over the years. And you know how many there are of those? Probably about 200. Probably, maybe even more than that. It's a lot, and it will keep you busy. And you can get access to them for a £5. I've been Kernel Failure. You're all a delight. As much as I may, you know, be a little combative, I don't know why I'm doing this, but I seem to be enjoying it. And that, there you go, I could put that on all of my videos. I don't know why I'm doing it, but I seem to be enjoying it, and therefore it's the thing that we should continue to do. Turn this into a GIF. There you go. I invite you. I put that down as a challenge. Tweet it at me, and I'll make use of it. Thank you very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Cheerio.